It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's the 10th episode of Trifecta Talks.
We are on the 10th episode, aren't we?
Damn.
We are.
Wow. Time flies when you're having fun.
Jeez, that's a lot of episodes.
Yeah, I
It
can't
is.
believe we're still doing this. Anyways. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm Brandon.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Jared.
And if you don't know us at this point, what are you doing? Just hit that subscribe button and get to know us more. We've got 9 more episodes that you could be watching right now.
Exactly. Start from the beginning. I thought you were
feel
about to say
lot-
we have 9 episodes left. I was like, what do you mean?
I thought he was going with that too.
We're
That's
finishing
hilarious.
episode 19. You guys, you'll see what'll happen.
We're trying to get some money from NBC to do this full time, so
Yeah. If we don't get
So
there, we're going
far-
to fire Brian out of a cannon.
I'd pay big money to see that. Dude.
great. We already have a donor.
Yes.
No, I was just about to say. So if you don't know, I'm actually holding the mic this time, and I feel a lot more confident holding it.
Welcome to the club.
Anyways, so we're gonna. You can never get anything done when you're in the room.
Free hands, baby.
Please tell the audience what you'd be doing with those free hands.
Holding a mug.
That was so that was so quick. I was not expecting what you were about to throw.
Go ahead.
So we're flipping things around like we did the last episode, where we're gonna start saying what we're playing now, rather than till the end. I think this is a good warm up conversation, and it kind of gets that out of the door so we can get onto the main topic. So I'll start. Brian and I talked about this a little bit, but I'll first say that I finished Breath of the Wild once again for like the 4th time now, and I gotta say, I mean, it's still a great game. There's no flaws with it. I mean, the dang game was a console seller, so I mean, the numbers say all. But oh boy, here we go. He's making that smirk again.
A system
Here we
seller,
go.
Brandon.
Yeah. It was a system seller.
Throw it back to episode whatever the number is.
I think it was 8. Or
God,
7,
I'm
I don't
glad
know.
we keep you around because you are the numbers guy. I don't remember jack diddly squat most of the time, dude.
So, anyways, I beat the game. And I feel like every time I play it, I'm always getting something new out of it. Like I find new shrines, or I'm improving myself, like as if like I'm trying to speed run the game, but I'm really not. I'm just doing more exploration, finding new things, and slowly just getting better with the mechanics of the game and so on and so forth. But I wouldn't put it past me if maybe this is the last time we see that art style for the new Switch. So I'm curious. I'm curious what they'll do, because it could very much. I won't get too much in this because I feel like we've been talking about a whole bunch about Switch 2, and I think that's just what is on everybody's algorithm these days. But I think I'm really excited to see where they take Zelda. Like, I could see them totally going back to the style of Twilight Princess, that more darker, because now we're seeing a lot of those games come to light, like Elden Ring, where it's a much more darker tone as far as the aesthetic goes of those games. So I could totally see them trying to shoot for that rather than going back to the cel-shaded. But if they do, I know they'll improve upon it somehow, some way, with more textures and larger spaces, more people walking around, etc. And the other thing is, I also finished. So I didn't tell you this, Jared, because you weren't here last week. But last week last week, I don't know, whatever January 16th was, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD came out for Switch.
Yep.
So that was the same day as Switch 2. So the announcement, and when they said April 2025 is the direct, and I was like, well, if that's the case, then I'm just gonna throw money. But the more I thought about it, now I think about it, it's like at this point I should just start playing games that I missed out on. So I think that's my goal, is to go back and play some Nintendo games that I never got around to reach, like Metroid Dread, Yoshi's Crafted World, stuff like that I missed out on. So, but right now I finished Donkey Kong Country. I didn't 100%. I was telling Brian this. Jared, have you played this game originally on Wii?
I've played it a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, then you might relate to this because I have never been so fed up with a game that I rage quit. It is hard.
Yeah.
Like
it's difficult.
it's a difficult game. I like did not expect that from Donkey Kong out of all characters in Nintendo. But
Did you ever play
Platinum
Did
Games,
you ever
like-
play Tropical Freeze or Donkey Kong?
so I was
Country,
just
older
getting to that. So I never played Tropical Freeze because I never played. Not that you have to play the games back to back, but I felt I don't know. Once in a time, maybe I will, but right now I kind of want to first play the original. And I lucked out, and they not finally, but they ported it to the Switch, and I was like, I'll get a voucher and I'll get both games for $100. And yeah, so now I'm playing Tropical Freeze, which it kind of pulls back on the difficulty a little bit. It's not as like intense, but the only levels that still tick me off are those dang Flappy Bird rocket barrel ones. They're ridiculously stupid. They're difficult. It's just absolutely annoying. And the last thing is I just started Doom. I first played it back on Switch, but I never...
Doom 2016?
No, the 1970s. Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I play old games all the time too. Guess some Mario.
No, I know. No, I am. I'm playing that one.
What a great game.
Jesus. Yeah, I'm currently playing. So, like I said, I have it for Switch. I just decided to play it on PlayStation 4 because one, it's free, and two, it runs better. So, yeah, so far so good. I mean, it's I don't know. I mean, I'm liking it. I like the music. It's pretty straightforward of a game.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a gun and shoot. You know, you're not supposed to get much out of it. But I think I just want to get into those because I am looking forward to Doom Dark Ages.
Dark Ages.
I also forgot.
Sick.
Yeah. I also forgot that Indiana Jones comes out on PS5, so that'll probably be a pickup in February for me.
I saw that.
And then also, I cleaned my PS5. Thanks. No, it gets dusty.
I know.
Yours never did that?
I didn't have it long enough to know.
It was pretty bad. Not terrible, but it was like, not that it was like chugging or making, like I hear these stories of like people's like PS5s like making noises and stuff, and it's like, what do? Do you just shove Cheez-Its in it and like call it a day? Like, I don't understand what your kids are doing to their consoles that it like makes like loud noises. Like, it's ridiculous.
Put a rock in it.
Dude, no, but honestly, because it's like they make it seem like they picked it up, threw it in the grass and rubbed it in there, and then they put it back on. Like what are you doing? I'm serious. You can't relate to this because like I hear stories like this, and you see these consoles, or like you see them on like, reels or shorts, and they're just like gross.
Yeah.
Like I've seen ones with like cockroaches in them. Like, where do you live?
Yeah, right.
No offense to them, but it's just like, just take care. Like you.
Where do you live?
Gifted.
Clip it. Trademark it.
No, but like we're getting so way off topic. But like, it's just like crazy. Like you paid $500 or $800, depending on what console you got, PC for that matter. And I've seen it where it's just like it's all dusted up. There's bugs in it, and it's just like, what are you doing, my guy? Like you are investing money into, and then you get mad when like, your PC's blowing up, and it's like, well, because you're shoving yogurt down it like it's some kind of microwave. Anyways, that's my gripe.
I imagine that. Imagine seeing Brandon just open his PS5 and go, I don't want to eat this, and just throw it.
Dude, I swear it feels like that.
Just pouring bowls of cereal into his PS5. Like, yeah, I'm not really feeling this today.
Dude,
he hits the disc
it
tray
really
button. He hits supposed to take the disc out, but instead it's just it's like a tsunami of milk that just goes out of it.
it's just my bagel from this morning.
Oh, hey, that's where I put it.
Anyways,
That's funny,
what are you guys playing?
Brian.
Surprise, surprise. I'm wrong side of the shirt. I'm playing college football still. It's like the only thing I'm playing right now. I'm a 2-time national championship winner with Clemson now.
Wow.
2 times. Beat Tennessee.
Wow.
A lot of my starters left. They were seniors. They either graduated or went to the NFL, or some juniors left and they went to the NFL. Now I've got a bunch of new guys I got to work with. So, but I'm planning on, now that I won this one and I'm through a whole other off season, I'm gonna probably take a little bit of a break of college football and try and play other stuff. I mentioned to Brandon before, I really want to try. I would like to play some of my PS2 stuff that I got a while ago and have not touched. Like, I'd love to play Black.
Good game.
Great. I started it like last summer and really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's good.
But I never went back. I also got some games from a friend of mine, or a friend of Jared and I's. Brandon knows him too, Mr. Daniel.
Damn.
He a while ago he gave me a couple PS2 games. He doesn't have a PS2 anymore, so he just gave them to me. So I got like Godzilla Unleashed from him.
Oh.
I got OG SmackDown vs. Raw. And then I think there may have been one more that might be it. I'm not sure. Then there's a couple more thrown in there that I would love to play, and like stuff that I used to play that I'd love to get back into. And then maybe some stuff on Switch. There's stuff that I bought on Switch a long time ago that I have not touched.
Yeah.
So I'd love to get back into that. But right now, the only thing I'm playing is college football.
Have
Jared, what about you?
Have you played any? You haven't played any more of Cyberpunk?
Not in a couple weeks, no.
No, I haven't either. That's an investment game.
I need to play it on a day where I know I don't have much going on, because I've tried playing it after work and I'm like dozing off, and
Yeah, you
I'm
don't want to.
They're throwing like
yeah,
exactly, and they're throwing all this like heavy story like stuff and like all this lore, and like I gotta start hacking at them. Like I'm like half awake. Just let me throw a football. So that's why I go over to college football.
Just let me throw.
Just let me throw the old pigskin. But yeah,
I just want to play video games.
Exactly. Yeah, Cyberpunk is like I would love to get back into it, but I need to find the right time to do it because it's so lore heavy.
Yeah,
but I'll find the time for it.
I'm feeling the same way about The Witcher. I bought all 3 Witcher games on PC, and so because they were on sale, so I bought them all. It was like, I want to say like no more than $15 for all 3 of them.
Ooh.
And so I was really good. I was pumped. And then I had this wonderful idea to think that I was going to play through all 3 of them at that moment, and I went like 200 plus hour investment. I don't know if I'm ready to do that.
Yeah.
What have I been playing? Man, it's been a bit since we've talked. So I am now officially 40 plus hours on Balatro.
You're still playing that?
Oh, I haven't stopped.
Oh my god.
I have not stopped. 40
my
plus
Lord.
hours. It's because I get this. So what happens is that I stop playing, and then I see YouTube videos. Brandon mentioned algorithms, like, oh, Switch 2's in everybody's algorithm. Mine's Balatro videos on YouTube, and people doing crazy runs, and it's just one of those games that I can just play for 5 minutes, set it down, come back, play for another 10, or I could play for a couple hours and still feel like I got the same out of it as I did if I only played for 5 minutes. So I have like 42 hours on Balatro, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. It's so fun. And I texted the fellas. I texted you guys the other day. It was like, have you guys played Slay the Spire? And you guys were like, you have a problem. You have a card game problem, Jared. That was the moment I actually did realize. I was like, I might have a problem. Because then I proceeded to put like 3 or 4 hours into Slay the Spire in a span of a night. Slay the Spire is really fun.
Did you just buy it because the second one's coming out?
So I actually downloaded it on Game Pass, and then it ran like dog doo-doo through Game Pass, and then I said, I kind of really want to play this, and so I'm going to buy it on Steam, and it worked perfectly fine on Steam. That's more of like a traditional roguelike. Again, start at the bottom, work your way up, work your way to the boss, go to the next room, work your way up. That's more traditional, but the stuff that the stuff that it throws at you in between is really interesting. The cards are really fun. Its art style's good. The music's good. That's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, the only roguelike I ever played was Cult of the Lamb, and I highly recommend that game.
I would like to play that game. I think the roguelike is, honestly, it might be one of my favorite genres. I'm not going to lie, because I also got pretty into Dead Cells. If you guys ever played that, at one point I got pretty into that. That's a roguelike. And I got pretty into Hades as well. Hades is really good.
Yeah, I'm surprised that, like, and maybe this is it. Maybe for another top-down Zelda game, we could get a roguelike.
Oh my God. Take my money, please. A roguelike turn-based RPG in Zelda, I would die.
They could do it. I've seen them do it where, I forgot which company did it, but they asked like an indie company to do a Zelda game. But I want to put it past me if they ask, like, whoever does Slay the Spire or the Cult of the Lamb people to make a Zelda roguelike.
That is such a good idea. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't done it yet.
That would get, you know what? Would get me to buy a Switch 2? Say that's exclusive to Switch 2. Do a game like that and say you can only get it on Switch 2. You got my money. I'm good. I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, I feel like it only run on Switch 2 these days. I mean, they're heavy these days. Like, just from because they're always random, the next map up or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all working, doing something.
Yeah.
But I could totally see it being. I think I had this idea in my head for a while, so I'll just share my idea real quick. So the idea was like it takes place in the Breath of the Wild scenario, but sort of after the events of Breath of the Wild. So the idea is that like you're Link, or you play as like a hero, not Link for certain, but because they've done that in past games where you kind of create your own hero. It's not specifically Link, but anyways, the goal is that you have to rebuild this village, and it's your own village in this Breath of the Wild map. So it's not like Hatino. It's like Hatina Village or Kak or whatever the other villages, but you're building your own. And along with that, so you go out into the wild as you would in Breath of the Wild, and you fight monsters, you gather supplies, wood, the same stuff you do in Breath of the Wild. And then you fight the boss, you get some items, you bring it back, you can buy more stuff, you buy certain storefronts or like buildings that help increase the value of your land and, help things rotate. It's kind of like, because I'm thinking it more like Cult of the Lamb, where it's like you do stuff, you come back with money, you spend your money around, and then you cultivate, and then you go back and restart. So it's just that cycle.
Cult of the Lamb is like that?
Yeah, it's like Cult of the Lamb. You just like you go out and you gather supplies, and then you come back. You gather what?
I think you just sold me on it, because I'm imagining that game playing out in my head in the art style, because I see the art style because I've seen the trailer and stuff. So if that's the game, 40 hours, here I come.
Oh, dude, it's great. I got super addicted to that game.
Cult of the Lamb. Is it on?
And there's a really like creepy story. Like I said, it's like Midsummer meets Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I remember you
saying
like,
that. Because like you find and rescue other villagers that are that they're the demon, like whatever. I don't know. I can't quite remember the story plot details, but you can bring them back, and then you cultivate them and like get them into your cult, and then like you can marry them, you can have babies, and get them drunk, and get them to work and do other things for you while you're gone. They can go on an adventure and get resources. Oh, dude.
Fine.
But that's in my mind what the Legend of Zelda roguelike should be like. Like it takes place in Breath of the Wild, and it's right after you defeat Calamity Ganon, and they start to rebuild.
Getting Link messed up. Here you go again, Zelda. Getting taken by Ganon.
He just has like a beer gut.
But I was thinking that though, like you'd have main characters that were from the games that might give you missions on your next run to like get 5 enemies or gather 5 pieces of wood or so on and so forth, and then that like it keeps you going and going and going basically. So that's my idea.
Oh, so it's
Nintendo, if you're listening, take my idea.
That's a great idea for Zelda. It says it's on PlayStation Plus Extra.
Oh yeah, it is.
I'm gonna get it on Steam. I'm gonna put it in my.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna put it in my wish list. That sounds really fun. What else have I been playing? I think that's really it. I started Kingdom Hearts again. Kingdom Hearts 1. I started again. Yeah. I started playing through it a little bit. I'm playing the. So I don't know if you can you see it somewhere? Hold on. Yeah, it's right here. So I bought a PlayStation 4 again.
No, Jesus.
And I found one for $80. Oh, that was pretty good. And so it's a slim.
Yeah.
So I had a copy of Kingdom Hearts lying around for PS4. So I hadn't played that version because I hear it runs really, really good. It's 60 frames per second, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
It's
nice.
I think go ahead.
Oh, you have 1.5 or which one do you have?
Yeah. Yep. The one you were just
1.5?
No, 1.5 plus 2.5. That was the PS4.
Oh, okay.
It came with both. I do have 1.5 and 2.5 on PS3 that I bought, but then I bought this and went, I think I'm gonna play that.
Yeah.
It's
better on PS4.
Yeah, I will say though, Kingdom Hearts 1 is my favorite, but it's by gameplay standards and how it's created, it's a slower game than Kingdom Hearts 2. Well, so with the 60 frames,
we talked about this.
Yeah, but with the 60 frames per second, it kind of sometimes doesn't necessarily jive super well together because the game is running smoother and faster, but it's a slow game. So sometimes it doesn't really jive well together. Where I can imagine like Kingdom Hearts 2 probably works really well with that added frame boost.
Yeah, like I said, I think we talked about this, and this is probably the last thing I say, but Kingdom Hearts 1 plays like a turn-based RPG where you're actually thinking out your moves and what you want to do.
I can see that. Yeah, because everything's moving a little slower. Yeah. The other game I want to try, and I think I'm actually going to buy this week because it's on sale on Steam right now, Red Dead 2. I think I'm finally going to give Red Dead 2 a shot. I tried.
Thank God.
I played it a bit back when it came out, and I thought it was too slow. And then I've been seeing some.
Did you ever make it past the snow part?
I think so. I got to where John Marsden shows up, and then after that, I said, not for me. But I've been seeing some stuff on social media about Red Dead for some reason popping up, and I go, that does look like it could be my game. I think I'm ready to try that for real. And it's on Steam for $15, so I think I'm going to give it a shot. So that'll probably be my next game. But besides that, it's just been Balatro, a ton of that, and I probably won't stop playing that.
Until it gets Cult of the Lamb.
I didn't realize that Cult of the Lamb was like that. That excites me because that's like, so Hades is the same way where like you start, you go out, you got to try to make it out of hell. But if you don't, you get sent back, but you have things that you brought with you to go back out. Yeah, that sounds like my kind of game. I actually, I'm going to add, I didn't do it yet. I got to add that to my wish list. Go ahead. I'm going to add Cult of the Lamb right to it. That sounds so fun.
Yeah, get the like the definitive edition. I think there's because it comes with like 3 DLCs or something.
Perfect. I'm going to add it on there right now.
Okay, so now we're jumping in to the heart of the conversation, which we're all very excited about this one because this is the first time we're doing a tier list.
Hey, there we go. That looks good.
Yeah, I kind of got it to work a little bit.
I got to move this out of the way.
There
we go.
Okay.
You good?
So what's gonna happen is we're all gonna. So I asked Jared and Brian to give me some of their favorite PS2 action games, and I was very loose with the term action. Um, I think a lot of games on PS2 are a lot of action. So,
Yep.
but prove me wrong. And then I also picked a few that I've played, or they might have missed because I know they talked about them before. And
Did action RPG count?
yes,
Crap. I forgot some games. That's all right. Hopefully you picked up the slack on that one.
we'll probably do this again.
right, cool.
I did a little bit.
All right, cool. Cool.
Okay, so are you ready?
Actually, I have a question. Brian, when I said I was going to play Red Dead 2 and you went finally, have you played Red Dead 2?
I played it a bit, yeah.
Do you, did you like it? How much of it did you play?
I made it a decent amount of the way through, but it's been so long that I have to, like, if I go back, I have to restart it.
Did you like it, though?
Very much so.
B, did you ever play Red Dead or no?
I want to play them. I know Red Dead's on Switch, it's on the other consoles too. But I don't know. I kind of want to wait. If I do get it, I'd like to try it on Switch too. Basically, is what I'm saying.
I got you. Okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna let you know what I think. I'm pretty excited. Looks fun. Anyways, go ahead. Now I'm ready.
All right, so here we go. I'm so excited because there's some fun ones in here that are surprising to say the least. So the first one is
S tier, baby. Put that out there. S tier.
So I'm just gonna let me just hold on. I gotta move you guys just a little bit out of the way because you're really in the way.
Tier. I remember that was open world, right?
Yeah, well, I'm not putting in the B tier. I'm just letting go of it because I don't have a mouse to hold on to it. So, I had this game, and obviously I was a child. I wasn't playing it recently, but I remember it being really fun. And like you said, it is a open world game in a way where you can travel all around the beehive. You can do side quests in the beehive and do taxi pickups and stuff like that. I
remember that.
Yeah. So, but obviously, it's not like I wouldn't say it's the greatest third licensed party game on PS2 or adventure game for that matter. For obvious reasons, it's a very mid game, to say the least. But I mean, it definitely has some care put into it. There is some thought into this game. So personally, I guess where I put it would be where I would stand is that it's a B tier.
B. That's hilarious. Just leave it there, just because.
Just because. Yeah. Can we agree?
Sure.
Yeah. I've never played it. Sure.
I remember I beat it over the course of a weekend. I rented it from Hollywood Video, and I beat it over the course of a weekend.
See, a lot of those games that I have here were from Hollywood Video.
Oh yeah. So we probably
there's one that has a story with it though, and I can't wait to get to it.
Yeah, there's so many games I missed. Like now, I was thinking of too many games last minute, and I'm just letting it roll in my brain. Yeah,
well, we'll do this more.
Okay.
So keep them rolling.
Let's do it.
All right. And the next one is this is a good one.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna. That's not the tier, but. Have you played this?
I played it a little bit. I remember my brother brought it for me from a friend of his, or maybe I played it at a friend's house. I just remember seeing I remember seeing the shark just mess people up, dude.
Yeah. Well, so that's the same story with me. Is that I had a friend and he brought it over one day to my house and we played it, and I just remember that game is so stuck in my brain. I always remember the one level where they put you in a facility and you're like in this cage and you got to get out of the cage, and he just absolutely demolishes the cage. And then he's and then there's missions too where it's grab the key card to get out of the room. So you have to go and chase this scientist down and chop him up to get the key card.
We should put that on a list to play that for the show.
Yes.
Totally.
Absolutely.
I'm sure it's on Steam.
Or other means.
Yeah, or other means. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's just nostalgia talking, but
I didn't play it enough. Like I said, I only played it in passing. It was one of those games I always wanted. I don't know about you, Bri, but it was one of those games I always saw like at a buddy's house and was like, I want that game. But my mom would kill me if I ever brought that game home.
yeah,
I don't know.
my mom was fine with.
Let's say I had games like that, but I don't remember any like specifically wanting Jaws Unleashed. I didn't really know anything about it. I think growing up, or like didn't really know existed.
Put it in the
Yeah.
D, I would say like C or D tier.
You think?
Because did any of us actually play the damn thing?
I played it.
Oh, okay. Well
Played
then,
enough to really like it.
okay. Well, I don't think it belongs in the A. I think that's like a B tier. You're saying depending on
whoa.
depending on the games that come later too. You know what I mean?
That's fair. I mean, I'll put it in C tier.
Okay.
All right. Coming up next is bam.
Oh, that's a D
All
tier.
Star. Yes. No. Yes.
It's a D
I'm
tier.
so glad. Yes.
Yeah. It
Yes.
Out of
I'm so
all
glad.
out of all those Harry Potter license games, that is the worst one.
It's god awful.
Which one's that?
It-
Order
it-
or the
Goblet
Goblet?
of Fire.
Goblet.
Goblet of
No,
Fire.
because it plays.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Because maybe you're going to say the same thing I'm going to say. But basically, it's a top-down Lego game, but with, obviously the characters.
That's
It's
a good way
just-
to describe it. Yep.
Yeah. It's just terrible.
But
'cause
the
and
Lego
it's got
games
the-
are at least fun.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get at. It's like those are fun, but this feels so slow paced, and this was a game that they really like etched into like play with other people. Like
Yeah.
it's strictly a co-op game. If you don't have friends, they basically just gave you the middle finger.
Yeah, pretty much. And I
That's
remember
crazy.
I remember at the time it came out. So Brandon and I are probably pretty similar. We're big Harry Potter guys, and so at the time it came out, I don't know if you remember this, B, but it was marketed heavily. That game was heavily marketed. I remember that and the Narnia game came out around the same time, and those were both super heavily advertised at that time. And I was just so bummed. The opening mission is pretty neat. I think that's like the only thing that saves it. And then everything after that, because then you got to backtrack, and sometimes you're playing levels 4 times over,
Yes.
maybe 5, and then the rewards aren't that good. And yeah,
And that was the thing. As a kid, I didn't understand that you had to go back and
yeah,
unlock more levels. It's ridiculous.
yeah. No, it's
I feel like this
out of-
was.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I feel like this was the downfall when it came to those Harry Potter games.
That was
and just
it's
EA
definitely
in general.
That's definitely the worst one for sure. Out of those movie tie-in games, it was the worst one for sure.
Yeah.
That one
okay,
or
next.
Deathly Hallows Part 2. Part 1 and Part 2. Those ones aren't that good either. I would say it's probably a toss-up between Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, I
and
haven't
the
played
last
those
two.
ones. I know that the Wii one is trash because it's all just waggle.
Well, that's what the
mechanics.
game is. It's just
Yeah,
it's a third-person shooter with a wand.
yeah. It's so silly.
Go ahead.
Anyways, this one, I can already tell you it's going to be an S tier. You ready?
I mean, for me, it's an S tier. For me, for sure. Out of those original 3, that's the best one. It might even be the best one. I would put that, the PS2 version of it, I would say that. My favorites are that one, the Sorcerer's Stone on PS1, the Sorcerer's Stone on PS2, and the Half-Blood Prince. I would say those ones are my favorites of the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
So personally, my number one is Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh, I always got stuck on Prisoner of Azkaban, but as a kid, I was also a
Oh.
freaking idiot. So that probably is the reason why.
That game, the reason I love that game is because that was when the movies changed in tone.
Yeah.
So they went for a more darker aesthetic.
Yeah.
And, dude, like when the the freaking
The Dementors.
Dementos? You mean Dementors?
Dementors. I'm thinking of the bit on The Office. The Dementors. They were everywhere.
Oh. Yeah, so like when they come out, it's like horrifying, and to see that as a kid like stuck with me. But
Yeah.
I have played Chamber of Secrets, and again, it's more of the same of, more of the same with like the PS1, where it feels very open world as much as they could do for a PS2 game. And again, this was prime time when third-party licensed games were actually given a damn, and people actually held them like they were children.
Yeah, they were awesome. Also, the PC versions of Sorcerer's Stone, Prisoner of Azkaban, and Chamber of Secrets, they're all really good as well. I have those PC versions. They're really good. Brian,
I hope we get to...
Tell us about your Harry Potter experience, Bob, because you've seen all the movies and played all the games, right?
I played the 5th. I have 0 Harry Potter experience.
Okay, this one's great. Are you guys ready? I hope Brian has played this.
Oh my god!
This is one that you guys...
I already see it in the bottom left corner. Yeah, I see it. Is that Night of 100 Frights? Yep.
It sure is.
I have not.
I also only played like a teensy bit of it back in the day, like
really.
Very
so that's the same for me, because I was a dumb kid and I didn't know what the heck I was doing half the time.
We're all just a bunch of idiot kids.
Yeah, but
playing Scooby Doo.
I'm gonna give it the A. I'm gonna give it the A.
Why?
No, hear me out. Hear me out. Because so that game is really, and if people in the comments, if you're out there, please vouch, because they did a really well job, or I don't even know if that's a sentence, but they did a good job.
No, it's not. Didn't you go to college?
Nope. No, I did. No, I think the reason it's a really great game is because it does a superb job capturing the old, whatever it was. I think it was the 1960s it came out, or 50s. Per me, tell me if I'm wrong, but
somewhere around there.
It has all the laugh tracks like in it, like just silly stuff like that.
I guess I don't remember that.
Yes.
I kind of remember it a little.
It like if like you got hit or something, like it took a life point, it would do the ha 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 ha, like it did the laugh track.
Oh, that's cool. I guess I don't remember that.
Yeah. There's a lot of charm in this game that I appreciate, and it's a lot of like the classic monsters, from I can't really remember all of them, but they're just it's a great homage to the original Scooby-Doo.
The only Scooby-Doo game I ever played was Cyber Chase on PS1. That's the only one I ever played.
Yes, I've played that too, and that's a great game as well.
A tier. That's so funny.
Right.
You're gonna put that in A tier. That's so funny.
Are you ready for this?
Sure. Let it rip.
Okay, I don't think you are.
Is this just all gonna be? I can't even. All right, I'm dropping my one. Is this all gonna be fucking movie license games the whole time?
Probably. I mean, that's all PS2 was for action games for the most part.
What? Not the games I sent you.
They're coming. You just
no, my
trust
God.
me.
I never played this game. Put it in the D tier because it's Curious George and he looks like a monkey.
No, it was really fun as a kid, I'll tell you that.
So is this list just list of games? Braden's like, yeah, that's where it needs to go.
I don't know. I just wanted to see if you guys played them or not.
I have not.
There's some games that you guys suggested that I have not played.
I have now. I actually bought that. I do have it downstairs in the basement for PS2, but I've never played it.
See?
I do have it.
Oh, yeah, you do. I've seen it on your shelf.
Yeah, I do have it. Yeah. I've never played it, though.
Because I remember I pointed out the free ticket that comes with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have that. I don't have it. No.
I think it's a fun game. It's like a full-fledged platformer.
Yep, and so there are a lot of other games on the PS2 that we could be talking about instead of Curious George starring Will Ferrell.
I'm putting it as B, and then everybody in the comments can be on my side.
Or be on our side.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
I don't know what this
Brian's
one
just
is.
waiting for a game that he's playing.
Oh, here you go.
Oh, Time Splitters. Put that up to S tier, brother. That's an S tier game.
I've never played it. It's always suggested to me, though.
Amazing game.
I've never
Times-
played it, but I've
What
heard
is
it's
it?
very, very good.
It's a first-person shooter. It's
I would have never guessed that from
Yeah.
like the cover art.
yeah, first-person shooter. There's Time Splitters, Future Perfect, and I think Time Splitters 2. I've played Future Perfect and 2. I've never beaten them, but I've played them. I used to play them. I had a cousin of mine who brought it over to my house, and we would play split screen multiplayer. It was awesome. It's really, really good. It's a series that they should bring back for sure.
Yeah, it's
For
always
sure.
suggested to me on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, and it's got great humor as well. It's really funny. Really funny. S tier for sure. People would agree with me. Comment section, do your thing.
Ready?
Let's do it.
Ooh.
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 Okay,
I'll
so
help you with this one.
so we have to look at it through. We have to. We got to look at this through. What is it? What's the term? Is it
Rose-colored glasses.
Yeah,
is
we got to look at it through that. Or we got to, because sometimes I think I definitely do.
So I'll be honest with you, I didn't play this game. I only played the first Spider-Man, and that was on GameCube.
Yeah,
I think I played it a tiny bit. I definitely played something like Spider-Man 3 more.
Am I the only one who played Spider-Man 2 all the way through as a kid?
I think so.
I loved it. Peak the time.
No, Jared, you did not play Spider-Man 2 all the way through. Don't lie to the viewers like
Oh,
that.
Jesus, here we go. This thing again. This Spider-Man 2 is better than that Spider-Man 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Call me.
Do your thing. Do your thing. The web swinging,
So
the
we're
combat. I mean, the Spider-Man 2
so
movie.
as you remember it. Well, yeah, the movie's great.
Yeah, the movie's better than the modern Spider-Man 2 game. Anyways, go ahead. No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, so the way you remember it as a child, how would you rank this?
I'd probably go either B or A tier. I definitely really loved it. I thought that first Spider-Man game, the movie game, wasn't that good, but I really liked Spider-Man 2, and I like the Spider-Man 3 game as well. I think Spider-Man 3 is a little underrated.
Isn't the 3 game the original cut of the movie?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Good
know.
question.
That answer. I don't know.
I
might be
feel like
right.
it was. I feel like it. Yeah, I don't know. Not that I don't know if there really was like a. Well, no, there was an original cut. There was a different, somewhat of a different story.
I don't know,
I feel
but
like there's
it's a good
another
game.
villain in Spider-Man 3. Someone should look that up and see if it's true. I feel like it's not just Venom and Sandman. I think there's like another one.
I think
Involved.
Mysterio might be in it.
Mysterio was supposed to be
Yes.
in it, but then he also
Mhm.
then he got cut, and then he was going to be in Spider-Man 4,
Yes.
and then they never made
Yes.
Spider-Man 4. Bruce Campbell
Yeah.
was going to play Mysterio in Spider-Man.
He was
4.
going to be Mysterio, yeah.
Yeah. He was in all 3. He was
Yeah.
secretly
Yeah.
using his Mysterio powers.
A tier.
Okay. Next up, this is a good one. I hope everybody's played this game at some point in their life.
Is it going to be Kingdom Hearts? Oh,
Really?
put that down to the C tier, brother. C or D.
I'll do C. I can reach with C
Yeah,
I
put
have
it in.
not
because it
played it.
is very repetitive. But you gotta admit the humor is hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny, but I also think like I was pretty bored by it even as a young child. I thought, it's a little,
Eh.
There's better ones out there. The Simpsons
Back
ones.
then, this was great.
Simpsons Hit and Run is like a much, much, much better game than this one.
All right, next up.
Oh, man.
I actually have not played this one.
Oh, Brian, have you?
Didn't we play it on stream once?
We did.
Yeah, we
Yes.
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
We did.
I had a lot of fun with it then. That was the only time I played it. I would give it a... For me,
I'm gonna put it right at B.
I was gonna say a B, a solid B for that.
Like, it captures a lot of the cartoon. Like, as far as
Yes.
art style goes, it's a bit ugly, but as far as like getting
It's one of the things that makes it fun. That makes it fun.
Yeah.
I think.
And it was all original. Like, it wasn't like based off of episodes. It was all based on
Like,
original. It was like episodes that were on the cutting floor that never made it.
That's really cool.
And it was like, well, I don't know if that's true, but I know that like the writers of the show worked on the writing here.
Yeah,
and it's
to
all
make
the same
original
actors.
for it.
And what else? I was going to say one more thing about this. And I just love the mechanics because each Ed has a different ability, and you can play around with that in some way, shape, or form. Like Ed could pick heavy items up. Eddie was, I feel like he did something. Oh, well, no, I'm sorry. Ed had like an Ed bash, and like he would like go nuts, and like he would bash through doors and stuff.
Oh my god.
Double D had like this science thing where like she could craft like certain items, and she had a slingshot. And I forgot what Eddie did. Oh, the Ed Tower, which is shown in the cover there.
I have not played it, nor is Ed, and Eddie, and I think I said it on that stream. Ed, and Eddie has never been my thing.
I love Ed, and Eddie so
I love
much.
Ed and Eddie.
As a kid,
Dude, they took it off Max, and I'm pissed.
Did they really?
Yeah.
It's never been my thing.
I keep seeing the full series at Walmart. I'm gonna have to snag it now.
I know. I'm thinking about it too.
Mm-hmm.
They started doing that with a lot of the stuff that got ripped off Max.
That's good. At least
physical
they're
media for life. For life.
Exactly.
Okay, next up is, if I could get the cursor on it. There we go. Oh my god.
Oh, put that in the S tier, brother. No, put it in the D.
No.
Put it in the D.
Put it in the D.
So, you know, it's funny. I actually just played this past Christmas with my son for the first time because I played it every year as a kid, and I loved it as a kid. But as an adult, and when Brandon did this at my house one time, he's like, dude, we got to play. Come on, we got to play. And I pulled it out, and we played it. He played it for about 20 minutes and went, well, that sucks. All right, let's move on.
Dude, I could not get past the Scrooge puppet. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. My son really enjoyed it. It's for a kid. It's fun.
Is it for a kid, though? Because it's really hard.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'll never forget, though, the funniest part about that game is when he's on top of the train, if you accidentally get hit by the lights, he just kind of like...
Asher, my son Asher, he was purposely trying to hit those things because of the noise that the kid made him laugh hysterically.
It's hilarious.
I'm like, are you trying to purposely hit it? Yeah, Dad, I am. Yeah, it's
hilarious.
It's just all licensed games. Every single game on there is a licensed game except for Time Splitters.
Listen, man. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, and I don't like most of these. All right, move on. Oh, S tier. Put that up at the top. Tippy top. Tippy top.
Yeah, I'd say it's S tier.
Brian, have you ever played Resident Evil 4?
I've not.
At some point in your life, you should try Resident Evil 4.
Would I be okay jumping right into that before playing any other one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure. Play the...
you can jump into any of them, really.
Yeah. Oh. Resident Evil 2 is amazing as well. Resident Evil 4, even if you play the original version, because that's out there in HD, you can do that, or you can do the remake. They're both amazing. Both of them.
4 was a... it's like, again, with like Biohazard, where it was a turning point for the series, because it got out of that weird, locked, whatever you want to... How do you want to call it? There was no more tank controls, basically.
Yeah, so it's from the top back perspective. Like, it's an interesting perspective that they used to do. It was good for the time, but they needed to evolve for sure.
I see. Okay.
The controls.
Yeah, and I feel like.
Go ahead, sorry.
No. I was just gonna say, like, I feel like Resident Evil's always been good at like evolving with their control style when it comes to these games.
For sure. When it's time to change, they change. Um, I will say the original game is regarded as one of the best games of all time, Resident Evil 4, Bri. But if I had to pick one between the original Resident Evil 4 or the remake, I'd probably pick the remake because the controls are so much better.
Really?
So much better. Yeah, I could see somebody playing the original now and going, I don't really like the controls.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but
Yeah, the new engine they're rocking is like amazing. The RE engine,
so good.
That's incredible.
It's so good, Bri. The story's good. The characters are great. The atmosphere is amazing.
It's time to get another one soon. Just saying.
The Resident Evil 9? Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
there was rumors it might be a like they might bring Leon back.
That's cool. Brian, if you're going to play any of them, it's either 4, the Resident Evil 2
or Biohazard.
Remake. Have you played the Resident Evil 2 remake? That one's awesome too.
I've not. I haven't played any Resident Evil, honestly.
The Resident Evil 2 remake is really, really good. You should try that one as well. Or Biohazard's pretty good.
Brian,
I haven't played Village. That's 8.
Village is great.
Yeah,
I love Village.
I'd like to play that. Resident Evil 4 is amazing.
Okay,
let's move on.
Oh my God, here we go.
Brad, did you play this one?
I played it on Game Boy Advance.
That's not the right way to play it.
No, not that. No, that was
Battle for Bikini Bottom.
No.
Lights, Camera, Pants.
Yes, that one. That's the one I played.
I would say, in terms of the SpongeBob movie license game, I actually always preferred the movie game over Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Oh.
Personal choice. I just preferred it.
In some ways, I could see that.
So
there are some things that they do differently. So the fun fact about this game is that it actually came out, I think, a whole month before the movie came out. So
really?
It spoiled the whole movie. Yes.
I did not know that. I remember seeing the movie in theaters.
Somebody
crazy.
Run it back. Somebody look this up for me.
I'm gonna look at.
I promise you.
Right now.
I don't know if it was a month or a week, but I know it was definitely before the movie released.
Okay, so the game launched on October 27, 2004.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure the movie came out in November.
Came out in November. Yep. Yeah.
A whole month. And it had because this is the reason why, because you know how in this game they only use still images for like the cutscenes?
Yeah.
They didn't have a complete movie by the time they finished this game.
Oh, great. I didn't know that. You know what's funny? Even though the game spoiled it, the movie still went on to make over $140 million.
Oh, yeah. Listen, wait, Brian, have you seen the movie yet?
Oh, the SquarePants. I've seen it a million times.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Well, we had a conversation. I told this to Brian because, like, you watch it as a kid and it's like, oh, it's a fun movie. It's a SpongeBob movie. Mm-hmm. And then you watch it as an adult and you get this different feeling about the movie. Basically, it's just a movie about, you could be a child at heart forever. You could be a goofy goober whenever. Yeah. You don't have to grow up, basically.
I have to actually.
You can still have great adventures.
I have not watched it as an adult, so I should do.
You should watch it as an adult. It's a whole different perspective. Like I cry now watching that movie because it's just like, you see moments. No, listen, hear me out.
No, I cry at movies too. B, it's okay. I know.
No, I know, but like you laugh because it's a SpongeBob movie, but in reality, it's like you get to scenes where it's like,
dude, I cried in
they're
Paddington.
dying.
I cried in Paddington Bear. Okay, so
yeah, well, that's a sad movie.
It's fine.
No, I know, but like, can I talk? This is a podcast.
I was siding with you.
No, I know. I'm just giving an example for the people out there.
Out
there. I was just saying that, like, the part where like they're about to die under the sunbathe thingy, like, it's such like, and like, because like. What happens is, like, so if you don't know the movie, watch the movie, but basically, spoiler alert, they get to Shell City, which is where the crown is at, that they have to get. And they're basically like at their deathbeds, and they're like, "Well, at least we made it to Cell City." And then Patrick's like, "No, look, the crown." And then they're like, "We did it. We would have saved everybody." And like here they are just dying as they say this stuff, and it's terrible.
Yeah,
And then Patchy the Pirate or whatever is like, "That's the SpongeBob movie." No, but but there's tearful moments because it's just like I guess it's more like I remember that time. I harken back to that time when I was a child, and I look back at those times, and it's like I can still feel as childish as SpongeBob does, even though he's somewhat of a grown man and has a living wage and stuff like that. What he does, he becomes manager.
I've never heard somebody describe SpongeBob as having a living wage. That is hilarious.
Dude, he lives in a pineapple. How much better? Pineapple's expensive fruit.
That's so funny. I hate to break it, but I really have to pee, so I'm gonna go.
It wouldn't be a podcast episode if we didn't have to pee.
Yep, I have to pee.
Okay. I guess I'll wait for him. I guess I'll talk more about the SpongeBob movie while he's gone.
There we go.
I have to watch it again. Honestly, it was on my Christmas wish list, and I didn't get it, unfortunately. But they have a 4K version of that movie now.
Do they really? That makes sense. Oh yeah. You showed me the Steelbook.
It was last year. It celebrated its 20th anniversary, so they released a 4K version.
Oh, okay.
And it's just like the Steelbook, and it's just his like face on it, like it's all sponge.
Solid. Whenever I get a 4K TV, I gotta start getting 4K movies and stuff like that.
Oh, dude, it's great. Here, let me pull it out. Hold on. I'm currently watching a 4K thing that's usually only on streaming. Bam.
Ooh.
But I've been watching it, and I just feel like it's a lazy transfer over. You're better off watching the streaming version. Weirdly,
really? Oh, that stinks.
I don't know. It just something doesn't look right with it, and maybe I'm just because I'm used to streaming. But
some of these,
I don't know. There's something weird about it that I don't really like.
Some of these like 4K transfers, like they're so hit or miss now, and I don't understand why. Like I don't get
weird.
it. I know Criterion has like such a tough time doing that now for like no reason.
It's just crap. They're not all crap. Like there's some that do it well. Like I want to see it, but I'm really looking forward to see it because I really want to see how this looks. But I got Boy and the Heron on 4K, and I cannot wait to see that in 4K.
All right, we're back.
Ooh.
All right. I was just talking more about movies.
God, I've been getting back into the movies, man.
I'm trying to watch more here and there.
Yeah.
Ready for this next one?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh. Whoop.
Oh my God.
I've actually never played this one, but isn't this the open world?
You've never played this?
Is this the open world one?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
So I immediately want to say S, but I think more realistically it's got to be A.
It is A.
Yeah. I love that game to pieces, though. It's one of the few PS2 games that I had growing up and don't have anymore, and I wish I did.
I still have it somewhere. We should totally play it.
Yes.
Because it's got some great multiplayer stuff.
Yes.
You should, yeah,
Jared,
I'll play it.
Jared, I don't know if you remember. We were on our way home from Jersey in like October of 23, and we stopped at a gaming store in Jersey.
Yeah.
And I saw that game there. I was looking for it specifically. I couldn't remember which one it was that I played
right,
up.
and you had it in your
that
hand,
one,
right? And then
I had it in my hand, but it was just a tad too expensive. I was like, I can't pull the trigger on it, so I didn't get it.
Yeah.
But man, I loved it. Depending on when I started playing like racing games and stuff, that might be the game that got me into racing games.
I'm never.
Yeah, it's got a great like tag tag mode game. I forgot what it's exactly called, but it's fun. It's definitely an A-tier game, though.
Well, you can buy it on Amazon for $6.99. So there you go. That's where it at. There you go. All right. I would love to play it.
Right.
Go ahead, Bri. Sorry.
What? I wasn't saying anything.
Did you not hear Jared?
Say it again. Sorry. Texting a coworker.
I said, go ahead, Bri. You were going to say something?
No, he didn't hear the part about $6.99.
Oh, I said it's $6.99 on Amazon right now.
Oh, digitally?
No.
Digitally?
No, physically.
Oh, because I know you said Amazon does do like those free games every now and then. So I didn't know if that was like
the Prime Gaming. Yeah, no.
oh, maybe I'll have to snag it.
Or you can do an
Maybe.
emulator.
I wanna hold it in my hand, Jared. I wanna put it. I wanna plop it right into my PS2 and close it, and then beep, and then turn that sucker on. Play it on my TV with a controller, a real PS2 controller. What is that?
Sly Cooper, baby, put that in the S tier.
Now, I mentioned this on a previous episode. Even though I had a PS2 growing up and it was my primary console, I'd played little to no PS2 original like
Exclusives.
property titles. Yeah, so like Sly Cooper never played, and it wasn't like by choice. I was a licensed game kid, so I played a lot of those. Even though a lot of these licensed ones I have not played, but have not played Sly Cooper.
I'm going to battle you for S tier on this.
No way. No way. All right, what do you guys say?
It's more of a control thing.
Okay, I could see that actually.
I feel like they're a little slippy. Like, you make one little subtle nudge and maybe that's the point.
Yeah, you got to be
Maybe it
precise.
is. I don't know.
You have to be very precise with your controls.
You have to be very precise, but I think it is a bit, just a hair, like a little too. It's a little unforgiving at times too, because like the checkpoints are like all the way back.
Yeah,
and it's like, the one thing, and
especially
it's like,
in that first
like
game.
some of the first game.
Yeah,
the other games they kind of fix a lot of it, but like there's some like crazy stuff they want you to do with the buttons. Like I feel like jumping was the hardest thing you could ever pull off in that game for some reason.
Did
like,
you play?
Could never get.
Sorry.
So, I've played and maybe this is like where I'm iffy on things and people are gonna knock me, but I played the PS Vita version.
How do the people knock you? No. Because that's technically the remastered version, right?
Right. Yeah.
So it's supposed to be the definitive version of that game. So I mean, in theory, I don't think anybody's gonna knock you.
In theory, they would have fixed up.
Right. I played the first one via the same way, but on PS3, the Sly Collection, but I played 2 on the PS2, so it's very weird. I think 2 is the best one that I played, personally. So if we're going the first one, the B tier, okay. I'm not gonna
I think it's just like it's great. It's a great aesthetic. It's a great storyline. I love it. It's just the controls, man, are very hit or miss. Like you either gotta be super precise, don't touch the controller, like, and then like I said, the checkpoints are so unforgiving.
Yeah,
it's almost ridiculous.
Yeah. I do remember that being
so
an annoyance.
That's my reasoning.
Yep, I'm with you. Never played it.
No, I have not played it either.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm putting it in C tier. Oops. Putting it in C tier. It does not compare to the first one, and I think that's just solely because Parappa the Rapper 2 keeps the same graphics as the PS1, and I get that's the style. I get that. Yeah. But when you make a jump in hardware, you're hoping for a better looking version of it, like how Crash went to Crash, back to back like that. It looked better. different companies, but still, it's like it changed, and this did not. And I just don't think the music as memorable as the first game. And I don't know if any of you played the first game, but there's some like really great bops
I've never played
in the first one.
Rappa ever.
Oh, it's fun. It's just like free rap style.
That's what Brian does every Tuesday.
That's exactly it. I love that. Brian was doing that before the show started, and he was trying to find a way to get it in, and I think this was it.
I think this
Nailed
was it.
Are you ready?
Let's see. What's next up? Oh my god! I did not include this, and I should have. A solid A.
Solid A. I was thinking the same thing.
A very solid A.
I have never played a Midnight Club ever.
Is that the first one?
Really? Yeah, this is the first one. I believe it's the first one I picked.
My exposure to it, I'll go with like the one I specifically played. I'll just throw this one into the same conversation. Mine was Midnight Club LA Dub Edition, I think it was called.
Mm-hmm.
That was my exposure.
No, that was Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. Midnight Club Los Angeles was the one that was on 360 and PS3, I believe.
I remember.
No,
I owned the same one on PS2 and 360.
Oh, did they?
I wonder.
Okay,
Yeah, I think so.
Right. I never played.
Pretty certain. But they were both incredible. Both very, very good. Rockstar should do it again.
Yeah, Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition.
Back off other F1 racing Bologna.
Yeah, they should just cancel GTA 6, do Midnight Club.
Dude, I
just do Midnight. That's funny.
Rockstar is such a different person these days. They think they're like the Pixar.
I know.
Yeah, they used to release a bunch of games a year. Now they're releasing one every 20 years.
I know. It's kind of it's annoying. I think
it's so ridiculous.
They have their investors meeting soon, and they're going to announce whether or not they have to delay this game. But I have high hopes that they're going to make it. It's going to be. It might not be a summer release, but it'll be a holiday release, I think.
What's next, B?
It is a game. Oh, we were just talking about this one.
Oh, dude, put that in the S tier, brother. Put that all the way at the top. All the way at the top. Tippy top.
Easily.
Brian,
my exposure to Simpsons Hit and Run is very minimal. Unfortunately.
Yeah?
Yeah, I didn't play it much.
Was it one of those games you couldn't play?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, mine was somewhat minimal too, but I was able to get in my hand. I was so into like games to the point where like I thought about them for a long time, and when I reached the age, I was like, "That's me." Because like when I hit middle school, I still had a PS2, and you know it that I got the GTA trilogy in that 3-pack box.
Nice.
Yeah.
Played it and loved it.
Now my
mind is destroyed.
This is my first like foray into like. Right before I could start getting rated M games, because my first rated M game I ever like actually owned and played was Halo 3, I think. But the closest I could get to that on PS2 was Call of Duty World at War Final Fronts, which is like the only T-rated Call of Duty I've ever played. And
yeah,
it's
that was the PS2
not great.
one, right? That was the PS2.
Yeah,
yeah.
That was the only rated the closest I got to a rated M game on that. But then when I got 360, which is my next console up, that's when I started getting rated M games.
Yeah.
First M rated?
It's an S tier.
I don't know what my first one was. I don't remember. Probably COD 4.
I think technically mine was Dragon Age Origins, but I didn't play that like until much later after I got it. I was much more interested in getting Halo.
Mine had to be either COD 4 or Assassin's Creed. Oh, Vice City, dude. I have a bit of a take on Vice City. I still think to this day that GTA Vice City is the best Grand Theft Auto game for me. I think it's the best
Really?
One. Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, I still think it's the best one. I really
Next time we should rank the GTA games.
I'd be curious to see what you guys think is the worst one.
I
Put that in
haven't
the S
played
tier.
enough GTAs to say which one's the best or worst, honestly.
Yeah.
So this is so tough for me, this game, and I know you really like it, Jared.
I do. I love that game.
Yes, and I love it too. I just don't think it's the best. Like I'd give it an A, easily.
I think it's in the S. I think it's
But I
right
think
there with San
here's the thing.
Andreas.
Here's the thing. I think you like it a lot because you love this kind of story when it
Yes,
comes to these kind of games.
I do. I like
Yes.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's where we differ. I'll put it in S tier, but just know when the next game comes around, I'm gonna also put it in S tier.
That's fine. But we want more games in the S tier, don't we? We want every game to be an S tier game. That's awesome. It's not going to happen, but I would
Yeah.
love for the Polar Express to be an S tier game. You know? Oh, GTA 3.
I'll be
yeah.
honest. It's a B or a C.
Through modern lenses, I could see that. At the time, S tier.
You think?
100%. Yeah, at the time, for sure. It completely changed the game. For sure.
I don't know. I think for 3, for me, everything seemed, and maybe again, this is the whole modern lens thing going on,
probably.
but it just seemed muddy compared to like San Andreas and Vice City. It just did not look like a pretty game. You know what I mean?
From seeing gameplay, it's not polished by any means, but it definitely set the groundwork for like much better ones. Like it was almost like they're kind of testing the waters with what they could do with a world.
It totally
like that.
set the groundwork for 4. I can see that piece.
I had a ton of fun with it as a kid. I still, yeah, a B. Ooh, okay, I'll let that one slide.
I don't know. I think it's in the mid. Like you either love it or because again, we have Vice City, and you regard that as like one of the better.
I will say out of 3, Vice City or San Andreas is definitely the weakest one for sure. For sure, it's the weakest one.
You think San Andreas is the weakest?
No, I think 3 is the weakest one. That's what I'm saying. Out of all 3,
okay.
out of San Andreas,
say.
Vice City, and 3, I think 3 is the weakest one.
Yeah, I just feel like with Vice City and San Andreas, they were able to do it kind of felt like a bully situation where they were able to like do a different story than the typical whatever it is, the typical story of like whatever.
Yeah.
I can't really talk for some reason. But with San Andreas, it's like you're a gangster and you're going from the bottom to the top, and then in Vice City, you're
in the mob.
You're in the mob. Which, I mean, there's elements of that in the other games, but it's strictly the mob and it's strictly the hood. Like, there is no like you're this person, that person, whatever. It's very, it follows its own thing.
Yep.
And I think that's why they're technically spin-offs in some way.
Yeah.
I haven't played this one, but I feel like at least Jared has played this, but I think it should be on the list either way, somehow, some way.
I actually have only played the first or second boss, and I thought that it was beautiful to look at, but it might not be my kind of game personally. Mm-hmm. Brian?
I've never played it. I have it. I got it through PS Plus years ago.
Yeah, so did I.
Have not touched it.
So
yeah. The only other I hear about that it's a classic, all around. But the only other person I've heard of, I know personally that went through and played it, he didn't like it. He honestly didn't. He didn't like it that much. I think I would like it, but I'd probably maybe a B or C. Maybe that's a hot take for all of us here.
I've never played it, so I'm gonna leave it at B and call it mid.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just probably ticked off millions of people.
We've never played it, y'all. All of us have either played bits or never played it at all. I've only ever played bits. Never played it.
Really?
I've never
Which
played
one's that?
Wrath of Cortex. I've never
Wrath
played
of
it.
Cortex.
I've never. Here's a fun fact about me. So going back to not playing like the PlayStation mascot like games, the only Crash game I ever owned and played was Crash Nitro Kart.
Yes, I remember this.
Yes,
Yeah.
still holds up, I think.
Yeah, this was like I didn't play Twinsanity, but I always watch gameplay, and that game seems off the wall bananas, and I wish I played it.
I had an old friend of mine who used to really love Twinsanity.
Twinsanity is like this crazy, just absolutely bananas how they made that game happen.
Yeah.
But Wrath of Cortex. So this is again with like the whole modern lens thing, where I played as a kid and I really loved it, and then I grew up, and it was like, oh, everybody hates this game. I'm like, is it that bad?
It's probably not. Most people probably just.
It's
being
really
a little,
not.
It's probably just people being dramatic.
So
to be quite honest with you.
this was the first game that wasn't made by Naughty Dog. This was Universal.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not bad. I just remember the loading screens being really long. But they've got like some great voice talent. Like the guy that plays Biff from Back to the Future is like one of the villains.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can't think of his name. I used to know. I can't think of his name. I used to know his name. That's cool. Isn't it like Tom something?
All
I
right.
think it's Tom something.
So this is what I was talking about.
Yeah, it's an S tier. Yeah.
It's
Maybe
an S
one of the-
tier.
maybe one of
it's
the-
just it's. Oh, sorry, I was just gonna say it goes right alongside Vice City.
Sure. I mean, I always played Vice City more. That was just because again, that was more like you said. That was more my style, where San Andreas was more your style, and that's
Yeah, I like the story. I like the coming up story. Start from the bottom, go to the top.
Yep.
I like it.
Brian, you never played those?
No,
I feel like Brian's getting
Dude,
left
you
out
should-
on this list. I feel like this
No,
whole
it's
thing,
fine.
Brian hasn't played like 80% of them.
I think some of my
he
games
will-
will probably be coming in soon.
Yeah, he gave me his list first, so they're all at like the bottom half.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Well, let's rapid
Don't worry,
fire.
they're coming. Yeah.
I would say the original game. I've played about half of it. It's probably like the B or the A tier, probably.
Yeah. I've also only played half of it, but granted, I also only played the remastered.
Yeah, though. Yep.
So I don't really. I can't.
Speaking of that, I actually just watched the movie, the Ratchet and Clank movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't like it.
Yeah. Well, not a lot of people do. I think sometimes I think they made that movie just so they had an excuse to make the game come back.
Yeah, I thought it was fun for like the first 20 minutes, and then I just didn't think it was that interesting. Even my son was like, "Yeah."
It's just I think to a lot of gamers, the thing was like, these just look like cutscenes from a PS4 game,
Yeah.
and that's what it really was.
Yeah, it was okay. Brian, you ever played Ratchet and Clank?
Nuh-uh.
Wow, Brian's just been quiet this whole episode. Oh, Attack of the Twonkies. Put that in the D tier, brother.
No way.
I
Put it in C.
I have beaten that
Actually-
game. I don't remember that too much.
It's really fun. I mean, it's like silly. I'm gonna put in C. It's like, it captures the show, it captures the episode well, and you're just getting the twonky. I can't believe they made a whole video game on one special. They did it a lot. They did it with Jet Fusion. Do you remember that?
Yeah. They
Yeah.
do it for the Fairly Odd Parents as well. Oh, they also
So
did
the
it
Fairly
for,
Odd Parents one.
They did it for SpongeBob. They did Atlantis Square Pants. Atlantis Square Pantses or whatever.
Yes,
Yeah.
they did. Yeah, they did. That's a great game. Actually, I don't know if it's that great.
I've never played that one.
It's a lot of mini games that game. It's kind of annoying, but the Fairly Odd Parents ones are great, and I don't know if they'll ever get a remaster. But if they ever do, if THQ Nordic just does it, I'd be a happy camper, because those games are original. Like they're not based on the show. They're original written they work like an episode basically.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't remember much from those. I remember renting it from Hollywood Video, the Fairly Odd Parents ones, and then it never working, and then I never got to play it.
I got sidetracked, but going back to the SpongeBob movie real quick, that was a game that I frequently rented because I never could beat it, and I always just wanted to beat it, and I always rented it. And my parents were like, "You got this game like a month ago." It's like I never beat it. So, and funny enough, I never owned it or asked it for Christmas. So
I did the same thing with
I don't
Bully. I rented that game so many times before we actually bought it. I love that's again favorite game of all time. But I totally get it. Oh,
no, this one's tough.
I would say S tier.
You think it's S tier?
Yeah, I've played it. I'm playing it currently. I guess I didn't mention that earlier. I'm playing the PS3 remastered version. I love it. I really, really love it.
Listen, if the rumors are true that they're working on a remake of this game, that'd be insane.
I really don't think it needs a remake. Personally, I think that game if you just remaster, just to put the remaster on the modern systems, I think it'll work just fine. The game is truly fun. It's really fun. It's so silly and over the top, but it knows that it's silly and over the top. It's weird. It's just it's a really awesome on the nose. It's very on the nose, very tongue in cheek.
Yeah. Okay.
Your brain what? What were you gonna say? Your brain...
I was just saying my brain is so into Santa Monica. Like I tried it and I was liking it. It's just like I'm so used to Santa Monica. I'm not used to this like top down or whatever you want to call it.
Those original ones are Santa Monica.
Are they?
Yeah, Santa Monica's always made. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
It's always been that.
Well, I don't know.
Kingdom Hearts 2.
I just like the.
You just like the what? You just like the more modern like.
Well, I just like how it looks and feels. Yeah, cinematic.
Yeah, I get it. I think there's room. There's room for both. There's room for that style, and then there's room for the more cinematic style.
S tier.
For you.
Yeah.
We'll let you have it.
It's just got a great story, man.
I always preferred 1. Personally. I wish 1 had 2's combat. S tier.
We're running out of space in the S tier.
S tier, Jack and Daxter. S tier. Poor Brian's been quiet this whole time. Let's get a game that he's done. Let's get a game in there.
Here we go. I think he's done this one. Hopefully. Yes.
Aha! That's a solid B. I think a B.
Okay. That I agree with.
It's a very solid B. It's very, very fun. It's not the best. It's not the best Nickelodeon licensed game by any means. But man, growing up, I was into a lot of I started getting into mechs and stuff like that. So the fact that there was a whole mech level in that game, that sold it for me. Everything else was cool, but man, they had mechs in it, and each character had their own specially designed mech. The Danny Phantom one was sick. And SpongeBob had this wooden one. It was cool. But overall, it's a very cool game, and seeing all these guys, and it was my own little Avengers Endgame kind of thing at the time. That was really cool. Played it religiously.
Yeah, I never owned these games, but I always rented, or maybe not always rented, but I always either borrowed or rented Nicktoons on Volcano Island. Is that what it's called?
Something like that. I think Attack of the Toy Bots was the only Nicktoons game I owned, I think. I don't remember if I played any of the other ones, but Attack of the Toy Bots was as a kid, solid. And I still think I could go back today and play it. And
we should play it on show.
I would love that.
Let's do it.
Ooh,
freaking A tier at the very least.
A, very much so. I haven't played much of it, but that's another one I want to go back and
A tier.
play all the way through. Love the little bit that I played. So friggin' fun. So much fun.
It's good. It's really good.
S. Listen. Listen.
I'm gonna sit back and let Brian take.
Listen.
Go ahead.
When I put this game in there, not only do I think it is the best action PS2 game I've ever played, I think it's my favorite. It might be my favorite PS2 game I've ever played, and it's probably in my top 5 games of all time for me. Like personal favorites, not like all-time games, whatever. Like just my personal favorites. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this game. There's not a single flaw,
except for the port.
Here's my thing with the port. The online stuff, whatever, right? Shit happened. The servers sucked. But I've made this clear. The port going to Switch, it's the same exact game. But they upped the frame rate on it by a decent amount. So it plays it by yourself, which I like. Growing up on PS2, I didn't have any internet adapters to play online, whatever. So I just played the game as I had it. If I ever played with friends, it was always split screen, stuff like that. On its own, offline, it plays super well. On handheld, super well. That was a dream of mine to play it handheld again. I had it on PSP. That was also a pretty decent port. And the best thing about the port, I'll get to Ultimate Spider-Man in a second. The best thing about the Battlefront 2 port is to PSP was that there was a glitch where the bottom half of Yoda's robe would go missing and you just see his tidy whities. Amazing port. Battlefront 2 is perfect. Ultimate Spider-Man is solid.
Hold on. Can I just say you probably hit like a very niche audience right there? Who's probably just like, yes, those are the underwear.
Yes, I'm telling you, there's got to be an audience out there that knows what I'm talking about because it happens so frequently. And you had to do something very specific to do it. And I don't remember what you had to do as Yoda, but you would chop off the bottom half of his robe. Ultimate Spider-Man is a
Ultimate Spider-Man for me is probably right where it's sitting right now. It's probably a B tier.
I personally really, really liked it, but there are better ones out there, and I think that specific one can be done better, but it's still a solid game.
Yeah, it's
and
pretty good.
The opening main menu song is a banger.
Yeah.
People know what I'm talking about.
Agreed. I'm right with you. B.
Love the comic art style too. Oh.
B.
I'm putting this in A tier. A tier.
I agree. I think it's A.
A tier.
I agree.
It's an A game.
One of the better licensed games I played growing up. Very, very solid.
I think Pixar had a lot of great, like the Finding Nemo one is really good.
You think the Find? Okay.
Oh, I played the Finding Nemo one. I played that one. That's another one where I don't have anymore, and I don't know where it went.
I think we're upsetting Jared a little bit.
Upsetting me? No.
All right, here's the real deal. When we talked about this, I said they're great games, but the best Pixar game is Toy Story 3, hands down. There's no, you can't argue it. It's literally what made Disney Infinity happen. We can't knock it.
Yeah,
it's definitely the best one. All right, let's see. Oh, here we go.
Oh man, I have such a soft spot for Friend or Foe. You gotta throw it in A. I have such a soft spot for it.
I think I played it co-op with a buddy one time, maybe many years ago. I don't remember.
Here's the really cool thing about it. So, and I don't know if you guys know about this, but so to differentiate the ports that this thing had from PS2, because I think it was PlayStation exclusive. I don't remember. But I had it on PS2, and the last guy you unlock is Mysterio. But if you had it on PSP, the last guy you unlock is Carnage, which I thought was super cool. Never played it on PSP, cool. But I love Carnage. Wish I got it on PSP just for that specific reason. But Friend or Foe, each character played so differently, and the fact you got to play as every single villain when you're going like through the whole thing, I love it.
Oh, S tier, baby. Actually, I'm gonna say A. I'm not gonna say S. I'm gonna say A.
Yeah, I'm gonna say A. I could say A.
I will say A. Playing it, I've beaten that game many times. It is not perfect.
No.
The platforming is I'm going to say it. It's a fucking nightmare. The platforming in that
Yes.
game is a nightmare.
Yes.
The game has not aged well. I don't think it's aged well. I think the worlds are very. I think Kingdom Hearts 3 and 2 have better worlds, although like I said before, I always preferred 1. I think 1 to me the story is pretty clear. I think the things that are happening are pretty clear. I found it a more interesting game, but also still not perfect. Even though it's one of my favorite games of all time, I acknowledge that it's not perfect either. I think is a perfect place for it.
Yeah. I mean, I think the only reason I put it at A is, like you said, the platforming. It's a bit choppy. It's,
It's a
but at the
nightmare.
same time, though, it's the first game. And the fact that Disney said, here you go. Here you go. Like, they just literally handed off their property. But now we live in a world where, Disney's very protective about their properties. So they're like,
yeah.
Not protective, but just more so like more so they're just like I feel like the reason Kingdom Hearts 3 took so long was because they were pushing out movies and they were like, okay, we really want this world featured because we really want to advertise this, or we really want to advertise that.
We want a whole Frozen world where you have Elsa sing the song for 3.5 minutes. What a dumb decision. Whoever greenlit that thought that was a good idea. That's a dumb decision.
Next time we should consider doing a world wish list, because I would love to see like Encanto in Kingdom Hearts 4, or not Encanto, Coco.
I'm hoping Star Wars. It looks like that Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, that the very brief. I think Star Wars is happening.
Totally, I
think
agree.
Star Wars is going to be in Kingdom Hearts. We're going to see Sora ride an ATST.
I know.
With his keyblade.
No, you know we're definitely
Come
gonna
on,
get
Mickey. Shoot the stormtroopers, Mickey.
If they do Marvel, they're definitely gonna do Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh my god.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Star-Lord shows up.
Because it just already has those implementations of like friendship and stuff like that and whatnot.
Yeah, if they were to do Marvel, I'd probably, or Spider-Man. I could see Spider-Man.
Or Spider-Man.
In Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, I think that meshes well for sure.
Brian and I were talking about this one, Volcano Island.
I played it briefly. I think I had it. I don't remember anything. I can't add anything to that conversation.
This is a B for me. It's all right.
Okay.
This was a game I rented. And this is the next game I really want to play again because it's getting hype again. And I don't know where it's coming from, but people are like praising it again. And that is Tak and the Power of Juju.
I had... which Tak game was it? It was... I don't think it was the first one. If I can't find it like super quick, I will like skip over it. But there was one that I had that was very good, at least at the time. That I don't remember the name of.
I just remember
3.
I remember the theme song for the TV show.
Tak and the Power of Juju. I guess we all remember it.
I think I only might have played the second one. I think a bit. I think I had one of them. I honestly don't remember.
This is another THQ Nordic game, and I would throw money at them if they just threw the whole trilogy, ported it, whatever, and just made a quick buck off of it, basically.
Yeah, right.
Okay, the one I had was Tak 2: The Staff of Dreams. That's what I had.
That might have been the one I had too, Bri, as I'm looking at it. Oh my god, Avalanche Software developed that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember this game a lot.
For context purposes, that same developer is the same developer who made Hogwarts Legacy. Avalanche.
Oh, really?
At least that's what
Yeah.
I know. It was Portkey Games. They also did
Ooh.
Disney Infinity. Max Payne, S tier. Put that up there.
I was surprised you guys didn't add this one.
Max Payne is amazing.
That's not one I've played,
Max Payne
unfortunately.
is so good.
Well, yeah, Jared didn't do it, but you guys, he's talked about it, and I was like, I'm gonna put this on here for him because I don't
Max
think he's remembering.
Payne, it was way ahead of its time. It still is ahead of its time. Max Payne is so good. It's unapologetically itself. It doesn't pull any punches. It's just so good. All three of them. Three's my favorite one. I've only played a little bit of 2, but I've played almost all of 1, and I've played all of 3, and 1 is incredible. Amazing.
And that's it.
Awesome. We missed some games. We missed my favorite game of all time, Bully. I don't know why I didn't say it. That's an S tier game.
I'm gonna download the image, and we can save it for our
Yes.
personal files.
Cool.
Well, this has been great.
We missed a decent amount of PS2 games. We're gonna have to continue this list.
But
at some
listen,
point.
we'll
We
get
will have to
to
continue
we'll get
this.
to do it again.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So if we miss some games, let us know down below or share your reactions of what we thought, because I'm sure there's going to be some hot takes somewhere in there for obvious reasons. But with that, that's our show. Anyone got any last words they want to say before I end the cast?
I'm probably gonna go play Blatro.
No, you're
might
going to
play-
buy Cult of the Lamb.
Oh, I gotta wait till it's on sale. Once it's on sale, I'm snagging it.
It's not on sale?
No. Once it's on sale on PC, I will buy that game. Don't you worry. Brian, what you have to say? What's your last words, buddy?
I might play some college ball, and then I might have to boot up the PS2 now.
College ball. You know what we should do? We should do either a whole show or a whole whatever. Or we should maybe. Hear me out. This is a good time to bring back our stream
Ooh.
for PS2 stuff.
To do it here? Like,
Let's discuss. After the show, that's our show. That's our show. Just say
bye, everyone.
bye.
Bye-bye.
See you on the next one. Suckers.